Productions at the Warehouse Live with Artifice for the last time that they're going to play in this building. How long have you guys been playing here?
Oh man, even before Artifice, probably since like 2006 for me.
2009 for me.
Yeah.
Who are you playing with?
My band then was called 1056.
1056.
Yeah.
I think the first time I played here was probably 2009, 2010. I was like 15, 16.
That's crazy.
Wasn't even old enough to be in the room at that point. They made me and my brother watch the remainder of the show from the outside the side stage door.
I remember that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I remember that.
And that was the Artifice show, right?
No,
No,
this
that
is-
was his old band,
Yeah.
my old band, and Anthony's old band was probably on it as well.
Yeah.
We played a lot of shows together, just not in the same band for years.
Well, I know this show's going to be a little bit emotional for quite a few people that are in this building tonight.
Yeah, for us as well. Like, this place has always held a
Well, I mean you guys
really
too.
special place in our hearts. It's like a second home to us.
I mean, literally one of the first places that I ever, started playing out and playing shows was this place. It's been a little bit of a safe haven for me for most of my career, so it's pretty bittersweet to watch her go and to, rock it out tonight.
You guys are going to be playing many more shows in Clarksville one way or the other.
Oh, yeah.
That's as far as we're going to go with that
Know
right
that.
at the moment. Last time I seen you guys would have been January. Indianapolis.
Yes.
Non-point show.
Yeah,
How
forgot
was
about
that?
It was good.
it was a great tour until COVID hit, and then we had to go
Second,
home.
third, fourth, 12th wave of COVID?
Yeah,
Whatever it
something
was.
One
like
of
that.
those,
Managed to make it till that wave to before
Right.
it finally got
Same.
the Optimus Prime strain.
Now the Ninja strain's coming.
And the monkeypox. Show.
Yeah.
Well, when I seen you guys, we had Jared as a drummer. Now we got Steven.
Yeah.
Everybody, this is Steven.
Hi,
Want to tell us anything about yourself?
I'm Steve. I just joined the band a couple months ago. I moved down to Tennessee from Ohio. Just got connected to these guys through Marty McCoy, through The Lonely Ones, and I auditioned back March 10th. And again, that whole dialogue process, had to wait it out, sweat it out a little bit, and then as soon as I knew I got the job, I packed a bag and came down and stayed on his couch for a while. Moved into a new practice spot and just drove the songs over and over until I got them.
He was relentless, man.
Yeah, it's like very militant, like waking up at 8 a.m., getting there by 9:30, drumming until 6 or 7 at night, and then going home, going to sleep, doing the same thing over and over and over, and then bringing the rest of the guys in slowly and getting everybody in. So
Somebody asked him a couple of weeks ago if there was like an initiation process, and his response was just like learning the songs was enough initiation.
Probably.
And I gotta
Yeah.
honestly agree with that. It wasn't. It was a tall measure, and he worked his ass off and put a lot of work in to get where he's at right
during
now.
the whole process, because they sent me 2 songs initially to do for the audition, and I had listened to their other stuff, but I really want to get those 2 songs at least right, to my standard. And when I came down to learn the other stuff, these 2 just kind of stood over top of me and just watched me play the parts, and if I did something wrong, they would stop me and then back me up and say, here's how we play
And to
it.
put up with us two for 8 hours a
Yeah,
day,
it
every
was-
day of the week is no easy task.
It
No,
was-
because you guys are very professional. That's one thing that I've respected about Artifice since I actually found you guys in 2015. Is everything you guys do is professional. If you book a show, like I was telling Mikey earlier, hey, you got some beer. Typical band, they're gonna run through it way before they ever get on. You guys are very professional about what you're doing.
Well, that's just because we're not alcoholics.
And really, we just want to give the people that come to see us the best show possible. So a couple of guys, they'll have a few beers, loosen up, maybe smoke a little bit. Me on most show days, I just drink water and just try to keep my voice healthy and wait for an off day. Yeah, vocal miss.
Yeah, I've learned that with you.
Yeah. Yeah, when there's consecutive shows in a row, I'm definitely not the fun guy to hang out with. Because I'm usually shutting up, chilling out, keeping my distance so I don't have to talk too much, But tomorrow night is the last night of this whole run, and it's going to be a while.
Touching back on the professionalism, when I first got in contact with these guys, because I didn't really know much about them coming in, I just kind of got a phone call from Marty when I was at work on my lunch break. It was hey, I know a band that needs a drummer, and in my city in Columbus. I kind of made a name for myself doing that. And when I looked them up, and then just from like talking to Scotty for like that first week, I could tell automatically like these guys were on their stuff. Like they knew what they wanted to do, and they have a goal, and they all share that goal. And like that's something that I was kind of lacking in a lot of the bands that I've been with. So that was like the number one thing, other than the music, that drew me into this position. So I was really impressed by how they carried themselves, and even when it's like tough, like we all just buckle down and get going and do what we have to do. You know what I mean? It's nice. It's
That's
really
the sweetest thing I've heard all day. I'm like really glad.
And really, man, he's
Dude,
fit right in, just like not as a drummer, but just as like a
Artie family.
family member.
Yeah, as
you
a
know,
person,
like,
it took all of 48 hours for me to feel like he fit in. It was really only the actual professional side of things that took work. Everything else fell right into place.
coming down and like learning the material and getting to know these guys all at the same time, and living in a new spot I've never been in before, away from everybody that I know. Like it was a lot for me to kind of to get through, you know. But Scotty's a good teacher, Cody's a good teacher. Like everybody's really patient with me. Everybody's just like, no, you can do this. Like I'd hit moments where like I was like, oh man, I'd get like psyched out, you know. And they're like, no man, you got it, you're killing it. Just keep on track.
Just keep on.
And it was like it was nice.
They're good teachers in a lot of
it was
ways
a really
when it
good
comes to the
transition.
music business. They know what they're doing.
For sure, and it was a really like
Like
kind
to
of
think so.
seamless transition. So, just getting in a van with people that you don't really know, and then like performing with them and helping them sell their product, it's like there's a lot of pressure with that, you know.
Well, I think you guys are doing good because you see some bands, they'll lose a member. There'll be 10 replacements in a short period of
Sure.
time just to keep
Yeah.
shows going.
Sure.
And for you guys to get one drummer, you guys are comfortable.
I wouldn't let anybody else take it.
We'll see how long he hangs around and can put up with us.
Yeah.
Well, I even told the guys, I was like, you're not gonna meet anybody that's got a work ethic like
Well, these
Brian
dudes are-
Town, you know?
He sent us an email.
These dudes are fucking professional.
Yeah.
Let's just put it like this.
We actually
He sent us an
turned it
email.
down,
It was
yeah.
like 10 things or 10 reasons why you should hire me.
We turned him down, like full transparency. Like he wasn't the first guy to get the gig, and his tenacity and his drive, after we had already basically told him no, was one of the reasons that he got a call back. Was because like we had already told him he didn't have the gig, and he was sending us emails and blowing up some of our phones and like just constantly keeping his name in the back of our minds.
I felt like a crazy ex-girlfriend for a minute. I was just like, dude,
Hey, it worked.
Sweet
It worked.
deal. Sometimes
We came
people
back.
need some grease.
Like
you
it
know,
was
give it a
crazy,
shot.
man. Like, I drove around with my drums in the back of my car and a duffel bag with like 3 days worth of clothes in case they called me to come down.
And as soon as I called him back, I was like, hey man, I was wondering if he's like, I'm in.
yeah,
I was like,
he didn't get
all right, we'll see you tomorrow.
What
he
if
like
we
drove
just
down
asked
like
you
2
for
days later.
blowjobs, dude?
Well,
Hey man, I'm wondering if like I can get a blowjob. I'm in.
I went into my boss's office that same like literally 5 minutes after he called me. I was like, hey, they called me back because they all knew. You know?
Okay.
And I was like, they called me back, so I'm gonna go do this. And they're like, how long? I was like, 2 days. I'm leaving in 2 days. Like, oh.
Like that's all you get.
Yeah, I mean, the original plan was to finish out the month, but Cody had called me and was like, "Can you come down early? Like, we'd like to get a jump start on it." And I was like, "Yeah, man, no problem."
Dude, I don't want you guys to interview any of my guys. I need more than 2 days. So, okay, so we got some new life. We got Steven now, new drummer. So, what's Artifice looking for next?
Really just to keep stepping up that ladder and, keep climbing that rope of this industry. I'm sure, as you know, it's just, you're never going to make it unless you're just constantly on the grind.
Yeah, you just gotta
And,
constantly
and
handle.
honestly, that's been one of the really kind of the blessings on getting with Steve is he's kind of ignited a new fire and brought a lot. Like he has such a positive attitude. Like he just like walks into every situation like just happy
They hate me in the
and
morning.
uplifted. Like he wakes up just, how's everybody doing today?
Yeah,
Let's go.
They hate me in the
The
morning.
people
Yeah, and you guys are probably like,
Those of us that aren't morning people.
already, dude, ain't no, not
It
that
doesn't really bother me that much, but some of us aren't necessarily morning people, so he comes in a little bit chipper sometimes.
So,
and,
so who's the one that has the hardest time in the morning?
do we all point, or is that what this is?
This guy right
Is
here.
it Mikey?
Me?
No, it's Scotty.
Oh no, that's only on tour. On tour, I'll sleep till like 1 or 2.
Okay.
When I'm home, I'm up at like 7:38 every day.
That's true.
Yeah,
but
I feel that.
but on tour,
It's
like
probably not
I'm
sleep
just
till
trying to
3 o'clock
rest.
in the morning.
Yeah.
We've been having a lot of like air conditioning issues.
And that's
So
just
we
part of the
wake
tour.
up with it.
Yeah, especially right now, it doesn't, you know,
Never
unless,
been to tour without
Honestly, I think one of the biggest parts about it is like I'll get up sometimes and I'll like go in the front of the bus and I'll be chilling, and my neck is always so sore on tour. Like all I can think about is going back in my bunk and laying it on a pillow. So they call me Captain Stays in Bunk.
Hangover.
when you wrote Legacy, what was your personal meaning behind that, Scotty? If you wrote
I mean,
it, I'm
that's-
assuming you wrote the song.
Well, we all wrote it together.
Okay.
But like, really, the meaning behind that is the whole reason that Cody and I started this band was I was doing a job that I did enjoy, but this was always my dream, and one day I was just like, I'm gonna end up 50 one day going, what if I'd have tried that, and I didn't want to go back and have to ask myself that question. So like, I just wanted to live every day to the fullest and to doing what I love to do. And like, it hasn't always been glorious. It hasn't paid the bills most of the time, And I've talked to so many people that I wish I could have done this, or I wish I'd done this, and like, do it. Like, it doesn't matter if you're 40 years old or 50 years old and you've been working the same job for 20 years and that feels secure to you. Do it if that's what you want to do. Like, if your dream is to accomplish this, or if you want to learn to play guitar, if you want to, be the best rifle shooter, whatever it is, like, if that's what you want to do, then do it. And there's nothing holding anybody back but themselves. And that's where that song really comes from for me.
For me, it's really the point of that song, and that's what, honestly, lyrically, it's one of my favorite songs on the record, because I look to that song whenever I'm like feeling, low in inspiration or whatnot, and the meaning of the song to me comes around as like, it just reaffirms, the idea that like the money and like all the material things in this life, they don't matter. Really, what matters is what's left when you leave this world, the way that people remember you, and the legacy that you leave for your loved ones and the other people that are here to carry it on. So I mean, when you die and you go 6 feet into the ground, your money and your house and your car, and that shit doesn't matter. It's just about the name you made for yourself while you were here, and that's all that's gonna live on. And that's really what that song's about, saying just make the best of it that you can.
True, yeah, because that's what we all want when we leave, is a good name, and not
That's
to be
it.
remembered as, that dude was such a piece of shit.
Yeah.
Glad he's fucking gone. All right, the other thing I'd probably ask is if you guys could go out with anybody, who do you think would compliment you and you guys would have the best tour?
I would go, I'm a little biased, and I would always go with Deftones.
That'd be
Deftones?
cool.
That'd be cool.
I've got preferences. If I'm just going on who I think would compliment us the best, probably somebody like Nothing More.
Yeah,
Love them dudes.
I would agree. That's not the first band I would want to go on tour with out of all the bands, but probably the one that would compliment us the best. I would agree with that.
Yeah, they're
And they're a badass band.
lyrically,
Their energy.
they're
Musically,
amazing.
they're an amazing band, just period.
It seems like those guys, when they make music, they kind of think along the same realm that we do as far as their creative process. So it would be cool, to get in front of some of their fans.
I think it was about a year ago we talked about Nothing More, and I mentioned them, and you guys were like, "Oh, we fucking love those dudes."
We do.
Yeah.
I mean,
So-
they definitely have been an influence on us.
Hands
in terms
down,
of our
the
writing.
best band we've probably ever shared a stage with, too.
So you guys actually have.
One time, Destin,
time.
Florida.
Destin, Florida.
Okay.
Yeah, and they were incredible.
All right.
We got 2 shows. We had to watch them sound check basically their whole set.
Yeah.
So we got a private
Yeah,
show.
we watched them
Private show.
rehearse, and we were like, not often is it like where we're backstage, like, we gotta step it up tonight. Like we already are always bringing the thunder, but
Oh,
those guys.
Johnny's intensity on stage is insane.
Yeah.
You know,
That was
I'll say
also
that.
pre-Inhuman days.
Yeah. It was a while back.
So yeah,
And
God, that was
it was right before
wild.
we went in the studio.
So
Okay.
if we play with them now, they'd have to step their game.
That's it.
Nice.
Right?
That's it. Nothing more.
Hey, Johnny, you listening?
Yeah, buddy.
Actually, Jose Mangin should be listening.
Mangin!
Bullshitting about the test
Hey,
drive.
look, I met him in LA.
You be tripping, son.
When we were out at NAMM, we went to the Rainbow Room out in Hollywood, and we're chilling in there. And Jose and his girl walk in. And I was like, all right, I'm gonna go give him a business card.
Right.
And I went up to him. I handed him his card. I was like, hey man, I'm Scotty. He's like from Artifice, and I just want to be like, yeah man, I was like, from Artifice. Yeah, from Artifice.
Play that
Everybody's
shit.
hitting you up about Artifice.
Jose,
Yes.
play those jams.
If you're watching this,
Hey,
go to
give him a
Octane.
shot.
That's it.
Just a shot, man.
Go to
That's it.
Octane and tell Jose to play us.
All right. Well, Jose, if you're not listening, maybe Shannon might listen. Katie,
Vinny, somebody.
Somebody.
Some of the Octane fans.
What? I know this is a question that I always like to ask. What is the craziest venue that you played in? Something that just sticks out that was different than anything else.
Munchies.
That's a hard question to answer because
Munchies in West Virginia.
crazy
Everybody was on drugs.
and like sticking out, not necessarily synonymous.
You did say West. Yeah.
Yeah, it was West Virginia.
Wow.
Yeah.
Yes, by God.
Like everybody was.
I don't
on
think that's the
drugs.
craziest venue. That was definitely one of the crazier nights because, like you said, everybody was under the influence. But that venue itself was
That
pretty-
or the place that we used to play in Tallahassee. That was yeah, Atmosphere, where we met Graydon. That place was wild.
Okay.
I'm gonna go with Japan just because it was crazy leaving
Leaving
the
the
country
US.
and being able to go over there and play basically, not basically, on an army base, and that was pretty crazy, I guess, out of this world, I guess. That now, if we're talking stands out, there's plenty of not so great venues that stand out that I don't want to play again.
Yeah, but they were wild.
Yeah, they were wild.
Personally, mine's the Alrosa Villa, Columbus. where
Hell yeah.
That got shot.
Okay.
Every time I played that place, it's just like it kind of felt kind of eerie.
Yeah, eerie. Like there was a ghost running around.
Maybe, I don't know. I mean, I knew a bunch of people who were there that night, just the folklore and like just the stories that were told from that night. Like it just carried over after so many years. Like every time I played there, it just felt kind of surreal. I guess that's it.
Well, I don't want to hold you guys up for being able to get on stage on time, so Trigger Media Productions live at the warehouse in Clarksville,
That's
Tennessee
it.
with Artifice.
Trigger Media.
Check them out.
Sweet.
Sorry.
gang.
Awesome, man.
It's not too